Well, hello, IDS 105 students, and welcome to week 4, the halfway point of your IDS 105 course. This is Melanie Shop, your IDS 105 Learning Community Gal, just with a quick overview of what is due and what to expect in Module 4, Week 4 of your IDS 105 course. So first and foremost, like always, you can find your learning modules by visiting course menu, learning modules, and when you pull that up, you want to scroll down to the week you're looking for, which this week we're going to focus in on module 4. As always, make sure you click through the introduction of the module so you can see the overview and the objectives of what you're going to be doing in that module for the week. Also, make sure that you are reviewing the content that is within the module. This week, we're focusing a lot on communication, communicating with intention, communication with impact, communication strategies. This is one of my favorite modules of the term. Make sure that you review that reading within the module, scroll all the way down, and then click over into your required resources section. As always, this outlines any textbook reading you have to do, any videos or anything else that might help you connect the concepts so you're successful on your assignments from week to week. This week in week 4, you have a discussion assignment. It's going to center in on communication in an ever-changing world. You're going to be answering these 3 questions for your discussion assignment. As a reminder, your initial discussion post is due on Thursday of week 4, module 4, and at least 2 responses to classmates by Sunday. Can you do those earlier? Of course you can, as convenient with your schedule. The 3 questions you're answering is number 1, discuss a situation where communication is important. This could be in your daily life, your work life, or in your academic life. If you prefer, you could also use a situation from a show that you've watched, a book that you read, or a recent event in the news. This is actually one of my favorite discussions in the discussion board because it's really cool to see what you guys come up with and just how important communication is in our everyday life. Question 2 that you're answering is to describe your own personal communication style preferences in the situation you describe. So for example, are you somebody that likes text messages to communicate? Do you like emails? Do you like face-to-face or maybe a phone call? And then question 3, what communication strategies would help enhance communication in the situation you described above? As a reminder, make sure that you are writing in complete sentences. Make sure you answer all pieces and parts of the discussion questions. Initial discussion post is due Thursday. Minimum of 2 peer responses, of course, are due by Sunday, but you can work ahead earlier in the week if that is convenient for your schedule. You also have another project draft to help you work on completing that guidebook that you turn in Module 7. This week's project draft for Module 4, Week 4 can be found under 4-2 Project Draft Intercultural Communication and Collaboration. As always, click on the guidelines and rubric and it'll pull up an overview of the assignment and the directions. Now, y'all, this is your 3rd project draft. So by now, you should kind of be in the hang of how things work. So remember back in week 2, module 2, you picked the scenario that you have been using to answer the questions from module 2 and module 3. Now you're going to do the same thing for module 4. As a reminder, that project part 2 had some questions in it for both module 3 and module 4. So make sure that you are paying attention to which questions you are answering for module 4. You are answering these 3 questions. Describe how an awareness of other cultures can benefit interpersonal communication with people in the scenario you picked. Question 2, describe how exposure to diverse backgrounds can positively influence communication in a scenario. And question 3, explain why an awareness of diversity is beneficial to collaboration in the scenario. As a reminder, you can utilize the same project template that you have been using from week to week. If for some reason you lost it, you can't find it, need to start over, you can click right on the project draft template. When you open it up, it looks something like this. Yours will not have any of the highlights. Remember, you already completed part 1 back in week 2, and then you started part 2 by completing the first 2 questions back in module 3. This week for module 4, you are centering in on question 3, 4, and 5. So make sure you pay attention to what you are answering, and this highlighted section just shows you the difference between module 3 and module 4. You will also see in bold type font, you will see which ones you're supposed to be answering for this week's section. Remember, use examples, draw upon your own personal experiences and the concepts that we have been covering and learning about in our course to help you answer the questions for your project draft. As a reminder, you have the amazing services of the academic support team. You can click on academic support. You can click on written feedback. This try it now. Fill out the little questionnaire of what you want the tutor to focus on, and they'll give you targeted feedback within 12 hours. It's a wonderful service to utilize, especially for these project drafts here in IDS 105. As a reminder, once you have your document completed, you can just click on upload and you'll be able to submit your assignment to your instructor for grading. Remember, the project draft is due on Sunday. Initial discussion post is due Thursday with peer responses on Sunday. Celebrate being at the halfway point of your term. Next week, we'll dive into Module 5 and the last of the project drafts. If you have questions, you get stuck, reach out to your instructor. We're here to support your success. Have an amazing week 4. You got this, y'all.